Hello YouTube, it's BirdoPrey5, and welcome to the live review of Black Mirror, Season 5, Episode 1, Striking Vipers. Ooh, Striking Vipers. Let me go ahead and bring myself up. That would be something. Today's episode, best I can tell, it is about a very realistic video game. It looks a lot like Mortal Kombat. And, I don't know. We'll see. After the crap, the one good episode and 9 awful episodes of the Twilight Zone, Jordan Peele's 2019 Twilight Zone disaster on CBS All Access, I am really looking forward to some quality sci-fi on Black Mirror, the majority of which previous episodes I liked. Not all of them, but most of them. Thomas Potts is first in the chat. He says hi. Welcome, Thomas Potts. Trey Hanks is here. He's number 2. Welcome, Trey. And Thomas's Anti-Tricker just released a video. I saw that robot voice. Damn it. Be right back. Hello YouTube, it's BirdoPrey5. Does that sound any better? His robot voice. Oh, good. Robot voice is gone. Excellent. Anyway, as I was saying, this is Black Mirror, Season 5, Episode 1, Striking Vipers. I am looking forward to it. After the debacle that was the Twilight Zone on CBS All Access, this, I have high hopes. I've liked the majority of previous Black Mirror episodes, not all of them, but enough that I've got good feelings. Now, all I know about this that I saw in the previews, it appears to be some type of very realistic-looking video game. Realistic video game, and we'll see. We'll see how it is. Unlike the Twilight Zone, which usually takes place in contemporary modern times, Black Mirror always usually takes place in the not-too-distant future. You know, something maybe 20 years ahead, where if we really see technology continuing, we could get to this place. Some episodes seem further out than that, but I'd say roughly 20 years ahead is about where they seem to target. So we'll see. And Thomas Potts says, Anti-Tricker just released a video, and I'm sorry, I did see that. I also saw Lore Reloaded go live, but I had already started. I had told people earlier today I was going live at 3 p.m., so I was already, unfortunately, a little later than I hoped. We're almost at 4 p.m. Wow, that is quite late, actually. But I need to get this done because I have physical therapy this evening, so it's either now or never. And I'm glad for anyone who can join me. Of course, anybody who isn't here, they hopefully will watch it later. And if they don't watch it, they don't watch it. Thank you, Trey Hanks. I've got the robot voice fixed up. Trey, your video yesterday was a football game. At least the part I saw. The Eagles versus Jacksonville. I watched it, I don't know, about probably 15 minutes, 20 minutes. To be honest, Trey, I'm just not a football fan. I'm not that big of a football fan. But I think once you get live chat working, it'll make things more interesting. People will be able to chat amongst themselves. Unfortunately, You can't even you can't even chat in the comments while a video's going. You can't use comments underneath. The comments only become activated once the video ends. So once you figure out how to get the live chat working, and I don't think it's a YouTube restriction. I think it's a PlayStation 4 issue. I think things will be a little bit better. That's my honest opinion. There was no problems with it. It's just football's not my thing. Captain Cat says, "Hut hut. I was a football fan, but my family neutered me." I don't know why it won't let you put up live chat, Trey. I'm sure if you Google something, PlayStation 4, turn on live chat or something, you might find the reason. I don't use it, so I wouldn't know. Sorry. Thomas Bond says, New York City football teams suck. That's why Bird of Prey doesn't like football. In all honesty, when Trey started playing, I thought it was the Jets because they were green. I thought, oh, the Jets are playing. But then, closer look, Philadelphia Eagles. My bad. I don't know, Trey. I don't know. I'm not a PlayStation expert. I will ask my cousin next time I talk to him. Maybe he's got an idea. So, okay. So yes, this is going to be my live review of Black Mirror, Striking Vipers, which is kind of a weird title, but I believe it's the name of a Mortal Kombat-like video game they play in here. Take care, Trey. I will see you later. He'll be back. I'll be back. So yeah. So let's see. I do mention in the description of the video, and only because I've seen other places talk about it, that this happens to be a predominantly, if not all, African American cast. Obviously, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, it means what it means, but it doesn't matter. I've watched plenty of shows that had predominantly African American casts. I really don't think in 2019 we need to be drawing any, why does that even need to be brought up? I know I just brought it up. I only brought it up because things I've been reading about the episode keep bringing it up. And I guess I'm perpetuating that cycle, so I'm sorry. But it's like, why? Just, I think we'll all see the cast once the episode starts. There is nothing wrong with it. It's not special anymore. 30 years ago, an all African American cast, okay. But, it's been done. Nobody's getting any points for that anymore. Okay, so I'm going to start. And if you guys have Netflix, if you want to watch along with me, go ahead and get it queued up. Now, a little bit different today. Instead of the static in the background, you guys are going to get a still photo, I don't know, about every 5 or 6 seconds. A background image of what's going on. Meanwhile, I'll be watching the actual live video, so I will be commenting on what I see and hear. You guys obviously won't have any volume for copyright reasons. But, so we'll see how this works out. For those who were complaining about the bad quality of the pictures last time, obviously that picture was never meant for you to watch the show. It was just so you could keep up with where I was in the episode. And hopefully this better looking background will make you happy. And if not, let me know. I can go back to the older way next time. So, okay, so I have Netflix queued up. I'm about to start it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I hit play, and it's loading. Okay. So you can't see it right behind my head, but there's a big N for Netflix. A Netflix original series. Now, I'm not going to skip the intro, because I haven't seen Black Mirror intro in a while. Okay, got Black Mirror. It turned into some type of code. And we got the familiar broken glass effect. Striking Vipers, the title. We're hearing distant sirens and pounding music. We have a cityscape. There's a cityscape, an urban area. We've got a car coming down the road. We got, looks like a bunch of people hanging outside a club. Oh, it was actually a very classic looking pickup truck. Okay, so we're in a bar. It's music is pumping. I see an old boom box on the bar back. Now we got a woman got a guy next to her. They're exchanging glances. She's playing a little coy. He leans over. He says, "Hey." She says, "Hey," back. He's like, "You know where you want this." He asks if she's here by herself. And she says, "So far." Ooh. He says, "It's a shame a pretty girl like you." And she says, "That's corny." He said, "Maybe I can make up for it by buying you a drink." The back of his jacket says Tokyo. So he calls the bartender over. He wants a buck and a vodka sidecar. And the girl is laughing. What makes you think I want a vodka sidecar? And oh, okay. They know each other. This was all. There's another couple comes over. Carl and some woman, Daisy. Carl and Daisy. It seems like these two are already a couple. They were just playing. They're laughing about stuff. Carl's going to get the drinks. He's telling those two to go on the dance floor. So now she's saying, "Hey, that little role playing, oh man, that got her hot as F." But of course, it's the real F. But this is Black Mirror, so I don't fault them for it because Black Mirror has always had adult language. So she's turned on. They're doing some hot rubbing and grinding. And yeah, they're doing their thing on the dance floor. And now I guess they're home, and now oh wow, this is a lot of skin. A lot of skin. Yeah, they're just pounding away in the bathroom right now. Yeah. They were going at it pretty good. Richie Poole just dropped by. Take care, Richie Poole. Thank you. So the guy, I guess they did the deed. They were in the bedroom. He came out to the kitchen. He got a slice of pizza he's eating, and where'd he go? Outside. He's out on a porch, or he's on a roof, maybe. I'm not sure where. He's got a view of the city. Oh, he hears his friend Carl is there. Carl is playing a game that sounds a lot like Mortal Kombat. It said, "Round 1, fight." And Carl's saying he's just in time, and he's got a joint in his hand. And the guy says, "You're just in time to play." And the other guy, I don't know his name yet, he says he's got to work tomorrow. Carl says, "F your work." And the guy's like, "Yeah, okay." And he sits down with the pizza in his mouth. And now Carl and that guy are yelling really loud as they're playing. They're waking up the other guy's girlfriend or wife. And they're yelling, "F this." And the guy's saying Roxanne. I guess that's the woman in the bedroom that he's got to go. And Carl is saying one more. And forcing him to play. And he's been winning. And Roxette is a game character, a character in the game. So one guy's saying the other guy's going to get his ass kicked. Typical, guy talk about, fighting. This game looks remarkably like Mortal Kombat. Clearly they meant Mortal Kombat. Okay, so now Carl is actually putting his hand on the other guy's controller. That's a big no-no when you play games, but they seem to be having fun. So there's basically an Asian guy, looks like, not Bruce Lee, the Asian guy in Mortal Kombat, I forget his name, and a woman fighting, and Carl was the woman, and he kicked ass. And now the girlfriend is out and says that, or wife, said that they woke her up. He chewed down loud, and Carl offered her the joint, and she took it, the joint, and left. And now Carl got on top of the other guy and was pounding him as a guy would pound another guy. I'm starting to think that Carl might be less than heterosexual. Not in a bad way, just that he's not quite heterosexual. So now we're 11 years later, and apparently they're at a barbecue, and I don't know, the main guy, the guy who had the girlfriend, he's barbecuing food, and some other woman and her boyfriend or her husband came over, and they were talking, making nonsense. She said, oh, so-and-so's into bikes, and he doesn't know he doesn't know anything about this guy. And the main guy said, are you into motorcycles or just bikes? And the guy in the yellow, he says, just bikes. So like the other guy, he doesn't really give a shit at all. So now we're in a car. Car is driving, got music playing. It's Carl. It is Carl. And now so it's been 11 years, so I guess they're married for sure now. The woman is making some food or something. There's other mothers there. I take it, her friends. No, it's not porn, Thomas, though it was close. It was close. Okay, so Theo. Wait, who's Theo? Oh, the woman is Theo? And Daisy. She asked about Daisy. Carl says Daisy and him aren't together anymore. They broke up a year ago. And Theo says she's not on Facebook, so she doesn't know. He says that, him and Daisy are good friends still, so it's all okay. It's all okay. And she says that, Danny's the other guy. Danny's out back. So Theo's going to Danny, and now Theo is looking in the mirror and realizes she had butter or something on her dress, and she's not too happy about it. She's cleaning off. And now Danny just got caught looking at the ass of another woman. She was bent down with plumber's butt. Something that never happens to actual women in real life, mind you. But this woman had plumber's butt, and Danny was watching. I think she caught him. Okay, so Danny and Carl are meeting for the first time in a while. It's been a year, he said, since his last birthday. They haven't seen each other. He was going to shake hands, but Carl said come in for a hug. So they hugged. And now Carl gave him a gift bag. And it's Striking Vipers X. Striking Vipers X. Of course, it's been 11 years. So sure, it's the 10th version of the game. So he's saying, this takes him back. But it says here he needs one of those VR add-ons. He doesn't have it. And Carl says, yes, you do. And he taps the bag. So there's a VR. There's a VR in that bag. It's a tiny bag. Oh, VR is now tiny. Okay. Now, Danny was going to give it back, but Carl insists he take it. He says he's going to flip it out. He tried it in the store. It blew his mind. It blew his mind to confetti. So Danny's actually pretty happy at this point. And Carl asks, is that your? He points to some kids. And Danny says, no, that's somebody else, a friend from school. And Danny asks if Carl wants a beer. And Carl seems very flamboyant for a heterosexual. And John Araki with a $1 super chat. Thank you so much, John Araki. So now Carl is laughing at Danny, saying it's good one of them has a gym membership, meaning the wife, Theo. Danny looks to be in perfect physical shape. I don't see the slightest bit of a belly on him at all. But all of them seem to be Carl and Danny seem to be in great shape. I don't know why they're even joking about. I mean, I know guys in good shape joke with each other all the time. I know that. But this is just ridiculous. So now Danny is asking if Carl waxes his ball sack. And he's saying he does because he has to stay in the game because of all the young guys do that. And since Carl's still dating, he's got to keep up with the young guys. So he brought out his phone, which is a pretty cool future phone. It flips apart, but it's a full screen. And he's showing his friend Carl, this girl. She's 29, he says. But, okay, well, Danny seems to be very, very protective. He doesn't want his wife to see that he was looking at a girl on Carl's phone for some reason. But Carl shows her anyway, and she doesn't seem to mind. And Danny's asking, what are you doing? Why would you show that to her? And Carl just laughs it off. Okay, so the party's over. Danny is cleaning up. Danny's doing the dishes. And he asks if Tyler's asleep, the kid. And Theo is saying, yeah, she had to read him a book. Something about a Marcou and a shoe. I have no idea. I don't know children's stories. So Theo, the wife, has said that she can do the dishes. And he said, no, it's okay. But then she embraces him and says, it's your birthday. Come on. So I don't know if that's birthday noogie or a birthday I'll do the dishes. And Theo is telling Danny that he should have told her that Carl and Daisy broke up. And she said that she could have told him that they were bad news together. And Danny's confirming it's been a year since they've seen each other. So Carl and that woman were together for like 10 years. That's a lot more than I would have thought. So Theo is saying that the guys suck at talking, and she says that Danny and Carl should talk more. We should have him over for dinner. You guys could have, and he could make his famous chili. Of course, Danny was saying that they're parents, they don't have time. But the dishwasher is talking. Apparently the dishwasher alarms if you put the knife in facing the wrong way. Future technology. It's keeping us safe. Okay. So Carl and this woman are on a date, and Carl just tells her to check out the Rodman look on this guy. And the girl's like, what the hell are you talking about, Rodman? And Carl's like, Dennis Rodman? And the girl has to look up who Dennis Rodman was on her phone. And she does. And she says, oh, I see it. I get it. The hair. Ha. So Carl is clearly a little too old for her. Okay, so now we're back to Danny and Theo in the bedroom. Theo's talking about ovulating, and it's the perfect time. So clearly they're trying to have a baby. And Danny is saying he's too tired tonight. He's going to save it up. So there are some problems there. There are some problems. Qapla, John Araki, thank you again. And he gives the wife a little playful tap on the behind. Okay, so now we're at Carl and his date. They just got through doing the nasty. And the girl's already on the cell phone. Seems a little quick for Carl. He seems a little disappointed that she's already got to the cell phone. Now we see him walking. Doors seem to operate like Star Trek, opening and closing on their own, which is pretty cool. Now we see Danny at home on his television playing Tetris, but not regular Tetris. This must be Tetris 2020. It's still regular Tetris, but with really fancy graphics around it. Anyway, the game system just said Carl is online, and Carl invited you to play your game. So he puts an earbud in, and they start talking, and Carl's asking him if he wants to play the game. And he said not tonight, but Carl talks him into playing. It's the first time he's going to play Striking Vipers 10. So Carl is telling him how to set up the game. The game comes on a little... Okay, so the game comes on like what's an SD card. And he puts the SD card right into the controller. And the VR device is like a quarter-size metal, maybe somewhere between a nickel and a quarter, and it just sticks to your temple. It sticks right there, either side. So they have to choose their fighters, and before anything happens, so the friend chooses Roxette, and he chooses Lance, which is the guy he always used to use, and Carl is saying to brace himself. Clearly he's been using this game before. And he hits the button and their eyes kind of go white as they're being transported into a virtual video game. The screen is loading in one line at a time. They have different voices. Okay, so now we've got different actors. We've got an Asian man actor and I can't tell if that's a white woman or an Asian woman or a white woman trying to look Asian. But we've got these actors, and they are the characters. So Carl is playing with his character's boobies, and they're looking around. They're like saying how cool it is. Oh, and in real life, the guy has a bum knee. Danny's got a bad knee, but in the video game, his knee works fine. They can jump really high. They can do their special moves. So they're playing around, and they're saying, are you ready to fight? And okay, it sounds round one, fight, and it literally came up on the screen like a Mortal Kombat game. And they said, is this going to hurt? And Carl said the game emulates all physical sensations, so that's a yes. So Carl proceeds to beat the crap out of Danny. I don't know whether to say she or he. It's punching the hell out of Danny. I'm going to F you up. And she did a giant jumping punch. She's doing back kicks. He's flipping around. It's like seeing an actual Mortal Kombat game, but performed in real life. And she says, don't worry, it resets and no harm is done. Round two comes, And Danny tries to do a special move, but it doesn't work. And Carl's character is doing high kicks and low kicks and they're doing some serious fighting. She's the French actress of Mantis, says Hector. Welcome, Hector. Trolita, welcome, Trolita. This video is impossible. This episode is impossible, says Hector. Okay, so they're fighting. And I don't know. It looked like there was a little spark in their eye right there. That's disturbing. They're fighting. And, okay, she just landed on him crotch first. She has him between her legs and is beating on him, and now they're rolling on the ground. Now she is on top of him in that way. And they are looking into each other's eyes, and she goes in for the kiss. She goes in for the kiss. They are making out. He is into it. They are both going at it. Okay, so now the guy character, Danny, starts yelling, no, no, no. And he's like wiping out his mouth. And he's yelling, how do I get out of here? How do I get out of here? And the Carl character yells, exit game. And disappears. So then the Danny character yells, exit game. And he disappears and he wakes up. He wakes up on his couch right where he was. And he's saying, holy shit. He goes to the sink. He's washing his mouth out. He's washing his mouth out. He's looking. What has happened? Has he turned gay? He doesn't know. He's confused. He's gone to bed. The wife is there. Oh, the wife puts her hand around him. Very nice. It's okay. You're still a straight guy. I don't know for how long, but you're okay. Oh, she puts her hand down. Oh, she put her hand down by his privates, and she's feeling that he's got a little juice in the log. And she's like, oh, where did this come from? Ooh, so he's turned on. He was quite aroused, and apparently they had sex, because now we get the screen where they both have their clothes off but are under the sheets, which denotes that they had sex. That's the universal way to show that. So it's the next morning. Danny seems pretty happy. He's brushing his teeth. He's looking in the mirror. The kid is there. Tyler's there. They're in the bathroom. The wife just shut the door. She's obviously got to go poop. Too bad Anti-Tracker's not watching this. So Danny is now looking out his window at his neighbor, his hot neighbor. She's getting into one of the cars. It looks like Danny might have lost. I don't know. His wife looks pretty attractive. I mean, I don't know why Danny, but I guess it's just a thing. You get tired of people sometimes. Not the right match. So the wife, Theo, says she's not sure when she'll be back. Depends on traffic. So what do we got? We've got a futuristic pinball game now. It's like a hologram pinball game. This is at Carl's house. Carl is living in an apartment. I guess he's got the bachelor pad. He's playing this really cool looking pinball game. And now we see Danny is reading a bedtime story to his kid. Carl is going crazy on this pinball game, and he seems upset. And Danny is playing Tetris again, and he gets Carla's online. Anti-Tracker is here, and Carl invites him to play Striking Vipers X. Juice in the log, yeah. Okay, so they're talking, but he's actually going to play. Danny says, last time we played, I was drunk from the party. And Carl says, me too. And then they say, cool. Okay, so it's okay to play because they were drunk. And they say, it'd be good to have a serious game. And Carl says, yeah, serious game. So it's not going to be a serious game. They said serious game 4 times. So they jump into the game. Roxette, the woman, is in a yellow costume. And whatever the hell the other guy is, he's shirtless. They're on what looks like a tropical island to fight. Yeah, that's the place to fight after you just had a unfortunate, unwelcome encounter. They're looking at each other and they go right back to the kissing. They don't even throw a single punch. Right back to the kissing. Oh my God. Carl, the woman, looks to be the aggressor. But clearly nobody's fighting this. Yeah, Danny seems perfectly happy to have Carl have his way with him. Joseph Petrick with a €2 super chat. If you hit like, Joe will say more dirty words. I can't promise that, but maybe. So Theo is calling for a taxi. They don't have Uber in this year? She literally called on her cell phone for a taxi. That seems weird. Why wouldn't she just Uber? So she's at the corner and there's a couple making out around the block and she's, awkwardly close to them. And so she gets in the taxi, so she's on her way home. So Danny and the guy had just finished having sex in the game, I suppose, because they're getting dressed. And the girl character is sitting on the edge, looking over at all the water. Why is a game about fighting? Why doesn't even program for any of this? But I digress. So now they're sitting. So Carl said, so I guess that's us gay now. And he said, that's a joke. That's a joke. And Danny says it doesn't feel like a gay thing to him. Well, it looks pretty gay. Now Danny's in pain. Danny's hearing pain in his leg, and he yells exit game, and it's his son. It's Tyler. Tyler's kicking him in the knee. And Danny says, you're supposed to be in bed. And Tyler said he was scared or he couldn't sleep, something. So, yeah. So now Danny is texting Carl saying that, sorry, he was being kicked and he's done for the night. And now Theo just got home and Danny is in bed and he doesn't turn to say hello to her. He's pretending he's asleep. His wife just got home. I don't know why she was out alone, but she just got home. And she's moving closer to him, but he is doing his damnedest to pretend he's asleep. There's trouble. Oh, she's even got her shirt halfway off. It's morning again, and Danny's asking Tyler if he's finished, and he makes him say please or thank you, whatever. Tyler saying hi to the mom. The mom is coming in. Theo. And Danny is saying, looks like Theo could use a coffee. Theo saying, feels like a dog died in her head. That's kind of weird. Okay, so Danny says she wasn't supposed to drink, which means she might have been pregnant. But Theo says, but her period came on while she was out. So she figured it didn't matter, so she drank. So not pregnant, unfortunately, for them. It seems like they want to be pregnant. So we've got Carl driving. Or who is... I think it's Carl. No. Oh. It's Danny. Danny's at work. I think... Okay, I don't know if that was Carl before, but now we have Danny at work. We got 10 seconds of Danny at work. It seems like he works in an office. He's back home at night. He's doing the dishes again. The dishwasher is telling him that he has to remove a dish. for some reason it's too dirty, so he's annoyed. He's got to wash it himself, but the dishwasher's going to take care of the rest. He's looking out his windows. He's looking in mirrors. He's walking around the house. You're going to play the game, Danny. What do we know? We know you're going to play the game. He turns on the game. He's playing the game. I don't know, in a bedroom or somewhere. But yeah, they're playing the game. He closes the door behind him. And right back to the kissing and the lovemaking. The girl is on top of him. They're rolling around in the mirror. This is some pretty wow. This is some. He's pushing her under a sewer pipe or something, getting soaked. Okay, so now we've jumped to Carl on a date again with this girl. Carl is not interested. Now we've switched back to the game. They're having sex in the game. He's pounding her hard. I don't even want to call this. Now we're at Danny and his wife in bed. Theo is kissing him, and Theo's trying to get something out of him. And Danny says, "I'm sorry, baby. I'm just tired, okay?" No, it's not okay. You're having all your sex with your friend in your game. That's not okay, but she doesn't know that. So she's getting annoyed, and she turns over, and it's another day, and they're back at the game again, and now they're having sex in the beach, in the water at the beach. So they're just living out this crazy fantasy of sex all over this game. The wife is checking out her body. I think she's starting to wonder if she's still attractive. She seems to be attractive enough to me, but I'm not hot for some guy in a video game. So Carl is out on his balcony looking at the city, and they're in the game again. They're in a Japanese temple or something, and Carl says, I need to know what you're thinking. And Danny's asking, how does it feel? Like for you, like being in a woman's body. While, And Carl puts his finger over Danny's mouth and says, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's different. Like the physical feeling of it. It's more sort of satisfying. Well, maybe he's transsexual. I really can't explain it. Like one's a guitar solo and the other is a whole effing orchestra. The tune is basically the same, but different tempos. I don't think tempo, and the guy, Danny's saying you ran the analogy into the ground. So they're going to kiss again. They're in serious love here. They are in serious love. This is an issue. Yeah. And now Danny's going to bed again. Real life with his wife. Now his wife's asleep. He doesn't seem upset. It's another beautiful day. Danny's watching. Wow, Danny has a beautiful house. Danny has a whole view of the city. He's a huge backyard. He's watching his wife push Tyler in a swing set. This has to be like a $10 million house. I mean, probably $1 million or $2 million today, but $10 million in the future when this takes place. Crazy rich. I don't know what he does. We're at his office. He's in a cubicle. He doesn't seem to be doing much at all except playing on his phone. And it's Theo, his wife. Theo is texting him. Babysitter for tonight. Oh, it's his anniversary. He forgot it was his anniversary. Wow. that is a big mistake. So the first thing he does is call Carl. He's got to tell Carl. Yep, he's telling Carl can't do it tonight. Anniversary. And no can do tonight. Wedding anniversary. Sorry, X. Wow. Wow. And now Carl's phone is ringing, and he flips open this really cool looking phone. And he says, no can do tonight, but the X is gone. So he erased the X. So, no can do tonight, wedding anniversary. So now Theo is at the bar. And she's alone. There's a song playing in the background. Dream a little dream of me. And a guy comes up to her. A guy's hitting on her. A younger guy is asking if he can buy her a drink. And she's like, and she shows her ring. She shows him her ring. And the guy apologizes. And she's like, don't be sorry. She's like, no, seriously, don't be. Because she's actually into it. You know, I could get it. She's happy that somebody's still after her. That's, it's a confidence booster. Somebody hits on you. So Danny just got here. He was a little late, but he got there. She's happy Danny's there. So they had ate dinner, and the guy's taking away their plates, and he says dessert's on the way. So Theo and Danny are in this big booth, and Theo's saying that was good. And Danny isn't really talking much. He's caressing his wine glass. And Theo saying the thing about you is sometimes you just go away. You shrivel away. Leave me on the outside. You go inside. And she's asking if he's in there. And Danny says, of course he is. So Theo's asking, okay, so what's up? And Danny says, nothing, but Theo is smarter than that. And she says, we haven't done it in weeks. Danny says, I've been tired. And Theo says, but we've been trying again. And Theo says, I can't get pregnant if you don't F me. And Danny's like, shh. It's not that I don't want to. I've been tired. Too tired. And Theo is saying, I'm sorry, but if something's going on, you've got to tell me, or something like that. He's adamant nothing is going on. How would you even explain what's going on? Theo's like, what is it? Because she knows something's going on. And she's asking, is it me? And she says, you don't touch me anymore. You don't even kiss me anymore. There's none of the small stuff. Squeezing my shoulder. Hand on my back as you pass. And they showed us that earlier. She's like, not even that. And she's asking, do you want me anymore? She's asking this. Do you want this? And Danny is hesitating to say yes. And she looks down a little. She's starting to cry. Aww. And Theo is saying, I know I'm not what I was. I know my body isn't what it was. Danny's saying, don't say that. And she's asking him if he's seeing someone. And he says no. And then he says again in a firmer voice, no. So then she says, but then why don't you want me? You always used to want me. And that's probably true. Why don't you want her, Danny? She says, it's boring. I get it. Family life. She finds it boring. But she's loyal. Loyal to the family. Loyalty to the family. Very good trait. And she says, I've made sacrifices. You think I haven't made sacrifices? Denied myself things. There was a guy at the bar here earlier hitting on me. And she was considering going for it just for some passion. But she didn't because she's loyal. It's part of being in a partnership. You shut the door on that crap. You shut it out because you've committed. Explain to him about commitment. That's what commitment is, she says. And she's sad. So sad. She said, "Oh God, if something's going on, I just want to know." They never want to know. That's a lie. "I'll deal with it how I deal with it. I just have to know." So Danny is going to say nothing. He's going to grab her hands, rub her hands, and say, okay, nothing is going on. He's sticking to the lie. He's sticking to the story. He promises. He swears. Do you swear on Tyler? He didn't swear on Tyler. He just swears. So now the waiter brought a chocolate bomb or something as the dessert with 2 spoons. Says enjoy. Okay, so now they're back at their house, and Danny and the wife are having sex pretty hard, and then it slows down, and Danny is getting off. He's unmounting the wife and saying sorry. Sorry. He's not going to get there. And Theo's asking if he's worried about his work again, and Danny says, I think so. And Theo says, okay. She seems okay with it. She picks up her cell phone. She asks if he minds if she finishes herself off. And he's like, oh, whatever. So, wow, are we going to see this? Yeah. So she brings up porn on her phone in about 2 seconds. And sounds of porn. That's what the closed captioning said. Sounds of porn. So now Danny has gone back to the living room. Carl is online. He was playing Tetris. So there. And he's putting... Oh, Danny is putting the VR thing away. He's burying it in the back of a bookcase. He's done. He's done with it. Good for him, Danny. Obviously, I don't think that's going to hold up because that's not how Black Mirror stories end. But good for him anyway. So Danny's at work. He gets a text from Carl. Where are you at? Where are you at? Doesn't seem like he's in any rush to answer. Carl seems to be getting fitted for a suit or something, clothing. His cell phone rings. Yeah, it looks like a suit. He says, I gotta take this. He says, hello. We don't know who it is. He says, hey. Whoa, what do you mean? Oh, it's Danny. Danny's saying I can't do it anymore. And Carl is saying it's not cheating. It's a game. It's like porn. And Danny's saying it's not right. I gotta think of Theo. And Carl's like, well, okay, but we don't have to completely cut it off. Like, maybe the first Sunday of every month. And Danny's like, no, it has to stop. And Carl is negotiating, trying to do once in a while. And Danny's absolutely not, never. I've got to go. And Carl is saying, Danny, and Danny hangs up on him. He says, it's over. Goodbye. He's done. So Danny now is looking over a balcony, quite happy, and Carl was looking quite upset. Alfred looking over a different balcony. 7 months later. It is now 7 months later. Carl is still in his apartment with the pinball machine. We're seeing time pass quickly. And the wife, Theo, is pregnant. Theo is very pregnant. And Danny's in the backyard playing with Tyler, who doesn't look like he's aged 7 months, but that's fine. They're playing ball in the backyard. Theo is looking and she's happy. I guess they got the marriage back together. Now she's looking a little sad. Carl is back at his apartment screaming at the pinball game, and the phone starts ringing. And he takes off his glasses. He's like, who's this? He's like, okay, so now we're back at Theo and Danny's place, and Danny's kissing kissing Theo on the back of the neck. It's clearly they got more physical. And, oh, it's his birthday again. It is his birthday again. This year, he got a chocolate candy bar. All Theo could get him was a chocolate bar because she couldn't get out. And Theo made a whole bunch of food. And Theo made a whole bunch of food. And Danny's like, why? You know, what's this? And Theo's like, I invited Carl over for your birthday. It's a surprise. And now Danny's kind of freaked out. Like, why would you do that? And Theo's saying, because last year you said you hardly got to see him. So I invited him over. And Danny's like, well, what did he say? She said he was looking forward to it. And now there's a buzzing at the door. So Carl is there. Carl is there. And this is it. He's going to have to sit down with the man he effed in a game and the woman he's got pregnant twice. So it's dinner time. They're chatting. Theo's chatting away. Baby, you remember that time you got that Molly and you insisted we all take it and I had to go to work the next day? And Carl laughs and Theo says, we were young. Little Molly. Hennessy and dessert is as crazy as it gets now, she says. Speaking of dessert, it's almost ready. She's going to excuse herself. And now Danny and Carl are alone for the first time. And Danny says, what the F are you doing? And Carl says, just eating. Danny says, you know what I mean. Why did you come? And Carl says, she asked me to come. What was I supposed to say? And Danny says, an excuse, anything. And Carl asks, what am I, your ex-wife or something? Danny says, it's just too strange, too effing strange. And Carl is looking pretty hurt. And he says, I'll tell you what's strange, Carl says. Nothing matches it, does it? Uh-oh. I tried replacing it, man. I tried effing the computer control characters. It's bullshit. It's like a rubber doll. It's not programmed for sex. It just stands there. I tried it with real players. Other folks controlling Lance. There was this one guy from Holland. He was kinda okay. But he had an accent. But it didn't get me. It wasn't the same. Only you. It didn't get me. Not like when we're in there. You and me. And Danny's like, stop it. Carl's like, I tried everything. I've gone there as guys, as girl players, multiplayer gangbangs. Wow. You name it. I even F Tundra, the polar bear character. He F'd the polar bear. And it still couldn't get him off his mind. Oh, man. This is the longest dessert ever took to prepare. Carl is saying it was the best sex of his life. And says he knows this is the same for Danny, basically. It's like, think about her. Roxy. Holding her warm skin against yours. Because his wife doesn't have warm skin? Oh my God. Tight, wet, a word I'm not even going to say. Just come in me one last time. Oh my God. And the wife comes out with the dessert. Thankfully, before they literally start going on each other and banging in real life. And they were just talking about bullshit. They laugh it off. And Theo asks her husband for his plate. And Carl is giving him eyes. And is that your world-famous tiramisu, they ask. And she says, yep, world-famous. And now it's time for Carl to leave. And Carl hugs Theo. And Carl and Danny are saying goodbye. It's a little awkward. And Theo insists they hug each other. So they hug each other, and Carl whispers midnight into Danny's ear. Midnight. And Theo says bye. And now it's nighttime. They're in bed again. Danny's in bed with Theo. Theo seems to be asleep. It's 11:59 p.m. He picks up the cell phone. He looks at the time. He looks over. It looks like Theo's asleep. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? And it turns to midnight. It is now the stroke of midnight. And Danny is fighting. He's fighting. Just the tip. Just the tip, says Mark Andy. Yeah. Okay, so they're in the game. And they're effing away. It looks like he's taking her from behind. Up against a glass window. Oh, she is. Roxy is getting. Oh my God, he's sticking his fingers down her mouth. This is some. Wow, this is really out there. Not out there, but this is. Wow. They're showing this on Netflix. Oh, man. Yeah, wow. This is not that kind of show ever. Well, this isn't usually that kind of show, Thomas. I don't know. This is quite awkward. And now they're doing a passionate after lovemaking kiss. And now he's going for the ear, the neck. Oh, is he going for round 2? Oh, she says, I love this. Oh, she's going to say it. She's going to say it. I love you. Roxy said, I love you. That was a mistake. And Danny stops. And he's saying no again. Lance is the character. And he's saying no. He's yelling no. He's looking around. Carl, as Roxy, is nervous. And she said, I don't know where that came from. Danny's saying, where the F does this go now? And Danny kicks a garbage bag. He punts it. He punts a garbage bag away. Carl is saying, you feel it too. Just say it. Say it, she's saying. And tries to put her hand on Danny. And Danny is like, no, what does this end? Where does this end? And Carl's saying, who says it has to end? And Danny is turned away. Danny punches a letter of the game that's just, it disappears once he punches it. It's like a neon light that's floating in midair because it's the game. And Danny is asking if you remember the Year Club. Car lot out back. Meet me there in 30 minutes. Exit game. So they're going to meet in real life. They're going to meet in real life. They've got to talk. It's pouring rain. It is pouring rain. And we've got 2 cars pulling up in an alley behind a store or something. Or I guess the club. The club is closed, I guess. I don't know why, but... So they come out in the pouring rain. It's reminiscent of Back to the Future scene where Marty meets the Western Union or the Pony Express guy, the telegram guy in the pouring rain. But it's going to end very differently, I have a feeling. So Carl thought they were going to fight. And Danny says, we're not going to fight. We're going to kiss. Danny says, we gotta kiss. We gotta know. It's the only way. Carl's like, what are you talking about? Danny says, if there's fireworks, then okay. Okay. If there's not, then we know there's nothing. We know. At least we got a foothold on it. So Danny's insisting they kiss. Carl's saying okay. And Carl said, I said okay. Danny is taking his time. And Carl asks Danny if he should start. And Danny said, I don't know. And then he says, yeah. So Carl is walking up to Danny. Oh my God. I am live calling a man-on-man kiss. How did this happen today? And Danny says, just effing kiss me. Carl takes his hands on Danny's face and he moves in for the kiss. And Carl plants a wet one. And it only lasted a couple of seconds. Carl looks disgusted. I don't think Carl liked it. Carl said, nope, not a damn thing. But Danny says, me neither. But Danny looks like he liked it. And so Danny says, so that settles it. And they do their bro hug. And that's it. But Danny, now Carl is saying it's different in the game, though. It's different in the game. And now Danny's yelling at him. And he's saying, Carl's saying, you know it, I know it. Danny says, no, we need to get rid of it. And now they're fighting. They're pushing each other. So they're actually fighting in the alley now. They've gone full street fight. They think they're going to do the same moves they did in the game. But of course they can't. The guy brings up his leg. And the cops come. The cops are coming. Okay, so the police are there. They're watching these two guys. And Theo is driving to the police station. A very beautiful police station. Bright and clean. Clearly, it seems like a police station out of Demolition Man. So she told the cop that his husband was there, Danny whatever, and they brought him out front. And he's not wet at all from the rain. So Theo is saying, I knew you guys were mad at each other over dinner. What were you fighting about? Danny's not saying anything. And she's saying, hello, what were you fighting about? Holy F, she says. Talk to me. But she's driving. And Danny looks at her. And the music gets low. He opens his mouth. Cut to black. Okay, we're back in his backyard. It's a party going on. Danny says, you kids, come on over, come on in. So there's a party going on. You guys make great babies. So they've had the second baby. The baby looks to be about 6 months old. So they've done a time skip. Carl is in his apartment with a cat. Carl is carrying a cat. Danny is at home. The wife comes up behind Danny and caressing his arms. And there's some music playing. And romantic music. And they're kissing. And it's his birthday again. So Theo gives Danny a little present. And Danny gives Theo a box. And she says, I'll be back in the morning. And she smiles at him. So what did she give him? I don't understand why he didn't get his wife the VR thing. Director Owen Harris? That's how it ends? No, okay. So, she takes her, he gave her a jewelry box. She takes her wedding ring off. She's free for the night. She is free for the night. And the 14th of every month is marked on the calendar. So once a month, him and Carl get to play their game the 14th of every month. And the 14th of every month, she gets to pretend she's not married and go out and have a fling. So I guess that's how they worked it out. You have your sex with your friend in a game once a month, and I'll have sex with a real person once a month. And, okay, so yep, so they're playing their game, they're in the game again, and they're on a rooftop, and they just go in for the kissing. And so that's it. They solved the problem. They're in a quasi-open marriage. One day a month, they can do whatever they want with whomever they want. The husband chooses game sex, and the wife chooses real sex. So, okay. I guess they worked it out. What a great environment that's going to be to raise the children in. And the song is ending. Some romantic song. One I've never heard. And it's over. It is over. So. Wow. Wow. Let me close Netflix there. So that was some episode. Not what I was expecting. Not at all what I was expecting. And awkward. Yes, Sassy. Sassy just started going crazy just at the end. Captain Cat says quantum. Actor says no porn. Thomas, what the F kind of show is this? Actor says, well, Joe kind of makes it uncomfortable. Actor says Netflix has stronger things. Captain Cat says the show is a quantum. Joe is hilarious. Lol. Well, thank you, Captain. Actor says, I was waiting for this part, Joe. Haha. Actor says, I thought it was a divorce. No, it doesn't look like a divorce. I doubt the other guy would be satisfied with once a month. Well, maybe he's got 30 other guys he's doing this with. Captain Cat says, I think the wife got the best deal. Yeah. The wife seemed to get the best deal. What the hell is that behind me? Oh, let's do this. Let's do this. I don't know what is behind me. There we go. We'll get the fish up. We will get the fish up, and let's see if we can get that static out of there. Come on, static. There we go. Okay, there we go. So, wow, that was an interesting episode. I'd say this. Why didn't the guy who was married buy one of those VR things for his wife? She said at the beginning she was turned on by role-playing. Okay? That should have come back at us for some... The role-playing never came back. Usually you drop a hint like that in the beginning if that's going to pay off later in the story. There was nothing. The wife probably would have been into the game thing. She probably would have liked this role-playing stuff. And now I don't know if his wife could satisfy him quite like Carl, but at least Danny was the man in the situation, and Carl was the woman. It seems like his wife could probably figure it out, and if it was as thrilling as Carl said it was, then at least Danny and his wife really wouldn't have an issue. Carl would have been, left out of this. Carl would have had to deal with it, but Danny and his wife could have kept the relationship together. Maybe they would do it once a month in the game. But that seems a bit weird. Overall, man, this is probably excuse me. This is definitely the most adult episode of Sassy Girl. Come on. This is the most adult episode of Black Mirror I've ever seen. Now, the very first episode of Black Mirror, I will grant you have a prime minister who has to F a pig. That's literally he's held hostage. His country is held hostage until he does that. But it is not nearly as graphic. This had some pretty racy scenes. And of course the adult language, but the adult language has always been part of Black Mirror. This, I'll be honest, this made me awkward. Made it awkward to review with Mamo Prey around. I felt a little weird. Not exactly what I hope. I hope the next episodes tone down the sex a little. It's usually not needed. For this episode, I think they overdid it. I don't know that it was necessary to go as far to make the points that they needed to make. It was interesting. I hoped that they would have, I don't know, if we find out in the future Carl has a sex change or something. I don't know. It seems like there's more they could have done. Joseph Patrick, now I will have spoilers. Captain Cat says, real V's virtual. Actor says, wow, he said he only wanted the protagonist. What, 30 guys? Everybody in the world would know what the capabilities are of that thing. Yeah, Hector. The entire world would stop, right? If that was really what was happening, the economy would collapse. And nobody would ever leave the game. Actor says it's impossible for a fighting game that lets you have sex would have been unknown. That is absolutely true. That is a very good point. Right? This would have been on the news 24/7. It would be on Facebook. People would be recording their sex sessions in Striking Vipers 10. That would be... There was no way this would ever get to market. I mean, who the hell would build in a sex simulator into a fighting game to begin with? That seems like a lot of extra coding for no reason. Actor says, if for adult you mean sex, because Black Mirror has very adult themes. Yeah, but not this adult. Not this adult. And actor says Game of Thrones was worse in the first season. Yes, they were. They were worse in the first season. They were worse for several seasons, to be honest. At least there was no, naked men in this episode. Not totally naked. Where in Game of Thrones, there's quite a few. John DeMarco says, hello all. And to be honest, there isn't even a boob in this, okay? There's no actual boobs or private parts shown. There's a lot of skin other than those, and there's very, very compromising, suggestive, and rhythmic movements. But, to be clear, we saw more skin. We saw more parts in Star Trek Discovery's Klingon sex scene, and a hell of a lot more in Game of Thrones. That said, this was still more awkward to watch than some of those other ones, because they were just really going at it. Captain Cat gives new meaning to the term striking vipers. I never even heard of the term striking vipers. In fact, I accidentally uploaded this with the wrong thumbnail. It says strike vipers. I confused the title. I'll have to fix the thumbnail after this video is uploaded. Not Ryan Johnson says, hello in Qapla, hello in Qapla. William Devine says, no boobs, I'm out. That's fine, William. Yeah, there's not a heck of a lot to go here left. So yeah, that was the live chat. I see Anti-Tracker was here earlier. Did Anti-Tracker say if he's doing his stream tonight, or if he's got his MRI? I was just curious if any of you know, without me scrolling all the way back through. Not Ryan Johnson says, hearing Bird talk about this episode scarred me for life. I'm sorry. Actor Porn, the actress has it, but her legs and butt are better. And Joseph says, Anti-Tracker went to the MRI. Very cool. I assume he's okay. So, very cool. Well, I gotta say, this was not one of my favorite Black Mirror episodes, I'll be honest. I don't foresee ever rewatching it. I just didn't do anything for me. The sci-fi is really not there. A game that... No, I don't believe it. It's not believable. There are some other episodes far more believable, or even if not believable, at least leave an impact on me. This one really doesn't. This one fizzles. So, what episode was my favorite? The episode where it's San whatever, where they create heaven, the afterlife in this big computer program, because the woman's driving a Jeep. Well, not only because the woman's driving a Jeep. The Jeep is an extra, but it's made out to look exactly like Grand Theft Auto, Vice City or Liberty City, and Vice City, whatever they called the place. But it turns out the entire thing is basically a computer-made afterlife, and they end the show with that song "Heaven is a Place on Earth." That was I'd say that was my favorite. John DeMargo says, "Bird, this is another show you're introducing me to that I've never seen before." John, definitely check out Black Mirror. It's on Netflix. There's 5 seasons, but seasons tend to be only 3 to 4 episodes. So it's not that there's a hell of a lot of them. They're about an hour long each. They all take place in the not too distant future. And that's about it. That's all you need. Yeah, some good, some not so good, says Hector. It has some very good episodes and some not so good. John says, "I'm curious to see what it's like." And Hector says, "No, of course it's not for the Jeep." Well, the Jeep helps. I'll be honest. That was my favorite. I think that was either last season or 2 seasons ago. Definitely one of the better ones. Hector says the first episode is not so good, but then it gets better. Very true. Very, very true. And the second season is better than the first. I will say that. Well, guys, I think that's it for this live review. Thank you all for coming. Thank you so much. Qapla, I will see you again, I hope, if YouTube doesn't, take the channel. Check out birdofprey5.com for all your Bird of Prey 5 needs. Like, subscribe, share, all those good things. birdofprey5.com. You can subscribe to Mamo Prey on birdofprey5.com. You can donate if you wish. You can do anything you want with Bird of Prey on birdofprey5.com. Qapla, good night. I will hopefully see you guys on Anti-Trekker's stream later tonight. Take care. Watching my video, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell icon. Without it, you won't get notifications of new videos. Check out birdofprey5.com, the new home of everything Bird of Prey 5 on the web. You can also check out my forum at juot.net. I'm also on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Gab. If you'd like to make a donation, check out paypal.me/birdofprey5 or on birdofprey5.com. Take care.